Hey, what's going on, Guardians? My name is the Black Link, and a little bit earlier today, Bungie put out a brand new trailer for Destiny 2 Beyond Light. This time, showcasing some of the new weapons and exotic armor that we're going to be getting our hands on when that expansion drops early next month. The trailer itself was titled Destiny 2 Beyond Light Weapons and Gear Trailer, and we're going to be playing the entire thing for you all right here to get a quick look at it. And then we're going to come back as usual and give a quick rundown of everything we got to see in it. So, without further ado, let's dive on in.
Guardian, crush them. Triple down. Relax, Guardian. You're scaring them.
Alright, and welcome back. That was actually an action-packed 2 minutes of trailer. We got to see a lot of new stuff from Beyond Light, including some new landscapes, some new armors, and some new weapons, of course. The trailer itself even started out by showing a brand new heavy weapon, a new type of sword that we'll be getting our hands on, called the LAMENT, and apparently its specialty is going to be shredding barrier shields. But let's not get too ahead of ourselves, because of course we saw a returning exotic from Destiny 1, something that's been teased for a while. No time to explain. That's right, the Exo Stranger's exotic pulse rifle from D1 is back, and it's got a brand new ability. And that ability is Personal Protection Portal. And here's what it does. Precision hits and hits against enemies affected by stasis will return to the magazine. You can stack this effect to summon a portal which will fire bullets from an alternate timeline of the weapon. So it takes the old ability of the No Time to Explain, which basically refunded your magazine for every precision hit you landed, and also adds in some bonus damage, kind of like the Outbreak Perfected, with its stacking damage mechanic where you can stack abilities up and then you get a portal that opens and fires additional bullets at your target. Perfectly themed for the Exo Stranger's weapon, if you ask me. Definitely an interesting way for it to interact with the new stasis abilities as well. And honestly, I'd imagine it's going to function very similar to the Arc Soul that Arc Warlocks can generate, where they drop their rift, they get an Arc Soul, and it fires at enemies. Pretty cool if you ask me. And next up is a new lightning-themed exotic sniper rifle, CLOUDSTRIKE, which casts lightning on precision hits. With this sniper rifle, precision final blows will generate lightning bolts at the target location. Rapid precision shots will summon an entire storm at the point of impact. So kind of like the way Thunderlord works. They basically took Thunderlord and they shoved it into a Patience in Time looking sniper rifle. You land a precision shot, you get that thunderbolt. You land multiple precision shots, it summons a thunderstorm over the enemies. And if it staggers as well as the Thunderlord does right now, this could be potentially a really powerful boss option. Definitely an interesting sounding weapon. Next up, we got a look at the brand new heavy sword, the LAMENT, which I said earlier shreds barrier shields. The flavor text reads like this: a mortal blade, a stalwart shield, Block with the Lament to rev the blade, then shred through shielded enemies. At its peak, damaging an enemy will heal the wielder. So it's kind of like a chainsaw sword that you can rev up by blocking attacks, and then you can just shred through enemies, barrier champions included, and even heal yourself with the damage. Kind of taking the Devour ability that Warlocks have, one of the things that makes the bottom tree for Void Warlocks so powerful, and putting it onto an exotic sword. This is great because it gives you an incentive to actually get up close and personal with enemies. Right now, one of the biggest problems in the game with swords and whatnot, they do fantastic damage, but you get boss stomped and one-shotted by most of the big bosses in the game. So with this, you're actually going to be able to heal yourself a little bit just by damaging enemies. Really happy to hear about that. Coming up next is a brand new exotic grenade launcher titled Salvation's Grip. With this, you can launch stasis projectiles. We got to see an awesome clip of it just kind of blowing enemies away, freezing them, and then just shattering everything in sight. The flavor text for this says, "Redemption is within your grasp. Each fired projectile will create stasis crystals that will freeze nearby targets. Charge to increase the amount of crystals created and the freeze radius." And again, we get to see a great clip of that, kind of tied in with the new bit of Titan armor, the ICEFALL mantle, which replaces your barricade with an overshield. Stand tall against the oncoming hordes with this reinforced armor that replaces the Titan's barricade with overshield, absorbing damage from incoming fire. So with this exotic, rather than you Titans being able to drop a rally barricade or anything like that, you turn it into an overshield on yourself that absorbs damage, really allowing you to get back into the fight super quickly. Next up, we move on to the Hunter exotics. First off, the Mask of BAKRIS. And the effect from this one sounds nutty. It replaces your dodge with a blink-esque shift. Don the mask to replace the Hunter's dodge ability with a longer range shift ability that also temporarily cloaks the wearer during use. And we get to see a great example of what that looks like here. Basically, your dodge becomes a blink of sorts, basically taking you completely out of the battlefield and reappearing somewhere else via a teleport. Given the fact that dodge already breaks aim assist and so many other things in Crucible, can't wait to see how this is going to throw things off even further when Beyond Light drops next month. Next up, we've got ARTHRYS'S Embrace. Hopefully I said that right. With this, you get a superior weighted knife. The Hunter's weighted knife gains a second ricochet. Rapid precision hits gain a damage bonus and can temporarily stagger enemies. So we already know with the new stasis subclasses, Hunter knives are going to be able to ricochet off of walls, so you can bank shot them off of walls to hit people. With this, you're going to get a second ricochet, and you can increase the damage of the throwing knife by landing rapid precision hits. Not bad at all. Alright, moving on from that, we've got the Warlock exotics. First up is the exotic helmet, the Dawn Chorus. With this, you get improved burns and daybreak damage. Feel that sweet burn. The Warlock's daybreak projectiles will deal extra damage and cause enemies to burn on contact. You can gain melee energy each time a burn damages a target. Meaning you can mix this with the burn projectile that Dawnblade kind of already has and just have tons of fun setting everything on fire. I can't wait to get my hands on that. After that, a really interesting looking pair of exotic gauntlets titled the NECROTIC Grip. Melees with this will spread poison. The flavor text reads, "A deadly caress, compounded. Melee attacks corrupt enemies with increasing damage over time. Defeating a corrupted combatant spreads the corruption to nearby targets and restores melee energy." Yeah, you heard that right. We basically took Thorn and shoved it into a pair of exotic gauntlets for Warlocks. And I could not be happier with it. If anything, this particular ability reminds me really heavily of a exotic sort of weapon from another looter shooter, the Division 2. There's a weapon in that game called Pestilence that does this exact same thing. As you fire on enemies, you put a poison dot on them, and if they die with that dot, it spreads to whomever is nearby. And it can kind of create chain reactions where you just kill one enemy, and then suddenly the entire room is poisoned. It looks like that same sort of possibility is going to be happening here with the NECROTIC Grip. And ooh, does that make me happy. It's probably going to be more useful in PvE than PvP, but that's just fine with me. Alright, finally we have one last bit of exotic armor for you Titans out there with a really interesting ability. The Precious Scars Exotic Helmet. With this, revives will create a shielding aura. The flavor text reads, "Prove your strength, even when coming back from the brink. Upon revives, the Titan gains an overshield aura that protects the wearer and nearby allies." And we get to see a quick clip of that here. So basically when you revive people, you're going to tether to them for a little bit of time and give them an overshield. This is probably going to have a lot of benefit in in-game content. Stuff like the Grandmaster Nightfall Ordeals or Trials of Osiris. And depending on how strong that overshield is, I could see some big plays being made with it. But alright Guardians, that's pretty much it for all of the new exotics that were shown off in the trailer that Bungie revealed today. If you want to see even more of these or get some of the pictures that I posted in this video, Bungie also put a webpage up for the new gear that I'll be linking down in the description box below, so make sure you go and check it out. But anyways, that's the new exotics, that's the first look, and those are my thoughts. Be sure to leave me yours down in the comment section below. How do you feel about this stuff? Which one of these new exotic weapons and armor is gonna be your favorite? Which one are you most excited to test out? Be sure to let me know. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to drop a like, make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell to stay up to date with all the latest stuff we're putting out. Destiny 2 Beyond Light is just a few weeks away, and I could not be more excited. Alright, that's it for this one. Thank you all so much for watching, and as always, I am the Black Link. You Guardians, stay frosty.